Hey guys, I'm Loki, and yesterday I taught this class rope dart, balance, flow, and physics. And what I was trying to communicate mostly in this class is two main ideas. The first idea is that you can train your rope dart skills with anything, with not a rope dart. And so to demonstrate, one really good way to train rope dart skills is with a hula hoop. Because when you spin a hula hoop, for example, on your elbow, or if you can spin a hula hoop on your knee, or here, across your chest, or even just on your neck, all of these are all different pathways that the rope dart would want to exist and will travel. And it's precisely the same feeling. Even down to shooting this, if this were a rope dart elbow shot, it feels the same way to spin it, even feels the same way to shoot it out. It goes the same, travels the direction. So, hula hoops, super great for training rope dart pathways. If you're having any trouble, especially with knees or with elbows. The other thing we trained with was the idea of using rope darts that are really inconvenient, that have some sort of flaw, a characteristic in them that's not the ideal for a rope dart. And so a few examples are a rope dart with no weight at the end, sometimes just a knot or two. You need just a tiny amount of weight. And what this does is you can still spin it like a rope dart, but if you have mistakes in your form, because you have so little weight, it's hard to pull through those mistakes. And so mistakes in your form will rob your rope dart of all its energy, making it kind of flop around and not work. So this is a really great way to train efficiency, efficiency of the energy as it moves around your body. And if you don't want to take your rope dart head off, that's what I did with this one, you can just take your normal rope dart and then just turn it around and use your handle end, which is usually way lighter than your head end. Although mine's heavy enough that it's pretty easy. The idea is for it to be difficult. You want it to be difficult so that you'll train the skill. We also covered using ropes that were really, really frictiony. And what that teaches you is if you can learn the skill of dealing with a rope that has a lot of friction, will give you a lot of rope burn. Then when you're spinning fire, performing with your normal rope, and maybe it gets wet or your skin gets really sweaty and it drops on the ground and there's sand and you pick it up and it's got so much friction it feels like a sandpaper rope. If you have already trained to spin rope dart with a very frictiony rope, this won't be a problem. Like, oh yeah, well this is just kind of like that one time I spent a few days training with a really thick climbing rope, right? So that's the idea, is we want to try to train the different skills of rope dart with props that are inconvenient or difficult in very specific ways. And then when we come back to the one that's ideal, everything's super smooth and buttery. So training aids. The other thing we talked about was about balance, which is to say you don't want to be a human plus a rope dart. You want to be a human hyphen rope dart. It's one thing. And so to do that, a few examples to kind of connect your body with the flow of the energy is we did stealing step, which is that. Just when the energy goes sideways, you step out with it. That. Or another example, if you do this stall kick, you can either do that, which is alright, but we can also feel more balanced with the way the energy moves through our body. You do this. You'll notice that as the dart comes out, my foot comes out at the exact same timing, going in and out. And that's because it feels natural. That's just, when I do that, it is not because it is flashy, although it is kind of flashy, pow! I do that because it keeps my body balanced and centered, even though I'm not touching the ground. So, pow! So little examples like that, and if you just practice a bunch and try to be willing to let your body move with the way the rope dart's pulling you, you'll find more of these little motions that are actually very natural. That one, or that one. And that's, as my center of balance sways back and forth, my body goes with it. Sways this way, goes that way. Cool. What else did we cover?
Water.
Water darts, that's right, thank you. The other thing we did is I made some water darts, which were like little buckets of water attached to a rope. This is a tremendous amount of fun. I highly recommend you try it at home, probably outside. What it teaches you is also to keep the momentum of the rope dart, and also to be in touch with the energy and the momentum of the rope dart. Oftentimes when people are learning, there's sort of a disconnection between them and the rope dart, and you get like a lot of wobbling, and it's all kind of all over the place. And if you have a water dart, if you can practice on that, I think it's mutually exclusive for you to both have a disconnection between you and your dart and successfully spin a water dart. So this is kind of an example of using another prop to help refine a specific skill in the rope dart skills. So make yourself a water dart. It's also extremely novel. You know, initially just like, oh, it's water, and the first time you go upside down, wow, so much fun. So yeah, we did water darts, training with hoops, training with ropes that are really inconvenient, because all of these things are just a way of kind of attacking the skill from the side. You know, you're not going straight on and practicing the thing, you're practicing something that will give you a byproduct benefit that will teach you the thing. So yeah, that was the class. Rope dart, balance, physics, and flow. Thank you.